Hi guys, today we're going to be looking at how to, solving equations. And so the first example we have is 10 equals x plus 5. Now when we're solving equations, we've sort of talked a little bit about this. In algebra, when you're solving equations, we do opposites. So our goal is to get everything off of the side where x is and have x completely by itself. In this case, the number that's not letting me have x completely by itself is this plus 5. So we need to do opposites. That's how an algebra works. The opposite of subtraction is addition. Opposite of addition is subtraction. Opposite of multiplication is division, and the opposite of division is multiplication. So in this case, to do the opposite of adding 5, I'm going to subtract 5. Now if you notice, I take away 5 from this side, but an equation is balanced. If I do it to just one side, it becomes unbalanced. So I need to do it to the right and also to the left. So I take away 5 from both sides, and my 5 becomes 0 because a positive 5 minus 5, well, you get 0. So I'm left with just x, and 10 minus 5 is 5. And I know you must be thinking, well, I could have easily solved that. I know that 5 plus 5 is 10. Believe me, the reason why I'm showing you with this easy one right now is so that you can understand what's going on. But you need to make sure and do your steps, because when they get harder, and they will, believe me, you won't be able to do it in your head. So please make sure you're showing all your work and actually taking the time to do all your steps. Okay, in example 2, we have 15 is equal to x minus 3. So again, what's not letting me have x by itself? That minus 3. So to get rid of it, I'm going to do the opposite. And the other one, it was adding, now it's subtracting. So to get rid of a minus 3, to make it 0, I'm going to do the opposite, which is plus 3. So I add 3 to both sides, and that cancels. I am left with 0 over there plus x. So I'm just left with x. And 15 plus 3 is 18. So 18 is the value of x. Now what the heck does this mean? That means that if I plug it in, 18 minus 3 would give me 15. And that's true. 18 minus 3 is 15. So I know that I have found the correct value of my x. In example 3, now we don't have adding and subtracting. Now we have, well, it kind of looks like we don't have any operation there. But we've been talking about this in class. When you see a variable, when we were looking at slope, when you see a variable, which is x, a, any letter is a variable, and a number next to it, and there's no operation in between, that means to multiply. So to undo multiplication, I'm going to divide by the same number that I want to get rid of. So I want to get rid of the times 5, I'm going to do the exact opposite. I'm going to divide by 5. But again, if I do it to one side of the equation, I need to do it to the other side. So I divide by 5. So x is equal to 20 divided by 5, which is 4. Again, what does this mean? That means that if I wanted to check it, 5 times 4 would give me 20, and that is true. So I know that I did it right. In example 4, it didn't let me do a fraction bar sign, but this is more or less what it would look like, x over 3. So now, I need you to understand when it looks like a fraction, fractions mean division. It's basically what fractions are. So in order to do the opposite of divided by 3, I'm going to multiply by 3, both sides. So those cancel because I'm again, it's like going back in time. I'm undoing what was done. It was dividing by 3, I'm now multiplying by 3 to go back. But if I do it to the right, I have to do it to the left. So now I'm just left with x, and 12 times 3 is 36. What does that mean? That if I go back to the original, 36 divided by 3 should give me 12. And that is true. Okay, let's look at example 5. 5x plus 2 is equal to 22. This one's a little bit different. If you notice, we don't just have one step. Like in the other ones, I just multiplied, or I just added, or I just subtracted. Here, we're going to do a little bit more work. So we have 5x plus 2 is equal to 22. The first thing I want to get rid of, because if you notice, I have a 5 there and a 2 there. I want to get rid of both of those things. I want to have x completely by itself. In this case, where you have more than one thing happening, you're going to try to get rid of the plus and the minus first. So whatever is not right next or in front of the x. In this case, I'm going to try to get rid of this plus 2. So the opposite of plus 2 is going to be minus 2. I take that again. If I do it to the left, I do it to the right. I have to do it to both sides or my equation is unbalanced. So I have 5x is equal to 22 minus 2. That gives me 20. So 5x is equal to 20. Okay, well now I know that 5 and x, what operation is being done there? It's being multiplied. So to do the opposite, I'm going to divide both sides by 5. So that's going to undo that times 5. It gets rid of it. It becomes a 1x. So just x. And 20 divided by 5 is 4. So my final answer is x equals 4. If I wanted to check, I would just need to plug it in. 5 times 4 plus 2 should give me 22. Does it? Yes, it does. So I know that I solved it correctly. And that's it.